Welcome back to my channel. Okay, so we are done drafting the basic bodies, as the back bodies rather. In this video we are going to be drafting the front bodies, and I will be showing you step by step on how to draft it perfectly. So I want you to get your pattern paper ready. Make sure that you draft your own after watching this video, and if possible, post the results on your social media and tag me so I can see it and probably give you correction if needed. I don't mind checking your work and correcting you. Just post it and tag me and I'll correct it if there is need for that. Okay, yeah, let's get started. So the front will intersect at exactly half of the shoulder. Okay, exactly half of the shoulder, not 7 this time around, because if it's do 7 it might be too slanted. So half of the shoulder this time around. So I'm going to add 3 inches. 1, 2, 3, 8.5, 3. That's my darts value. Then you want to rule horizontal line, a right angle first, just for perfection. For every curve there has to be a right angle. So if you sit your ruler in or you go up by 1 1/4, you will have a perfect curve. So you see, if you check it now, it should be about 1 1/4. You can see it very perfect. So then I'm going to measure the bust points. The bust point is 12 inches. Rule horizontal line there. If your bust point stops on your bust line, do not worry, but must not go above the bust line. If you go above the bust line, just use the bust line. So here I'm going to measure my bust span, which is 8. Half of my bust span, which is 8. Then what I want to do next is, we had from the back pattern we had 5.5. So if you remove half of the dart, you have 5 inches left, meaning that the shoulder now, the two sides of the shoulder, we have 2.5. If you check it from here to here, is 2.5. So you have 2.5. So I'll just mark 2.5 from here, mark 2.5 from here as well, if your measurement is perfect. 2.5. Then 2.5. If your measurement is perfect, you should have 3. Is it 3.5 I added? I made mistake for this thing. The half of the shoulder is 8 inches, not 8.5. Please pardon me for that. 8 inches then plus 3, that should be 11. So there was an error there. How I got to know that there was an error now is because my dart is bigger than what I was expecting. My dart is meant to be 3 inches after. So this is my SP now. My SP is here, NP is here. So after removing what I needed to remove, I noticed that the dart is bigger. So you get to know as you are drafting. So 2.5 from here, 2.5 from here, 2.5 from here should leave you with 3 inches. You can see, which is the equivalent to the dart we added. So I'm going to connect that point to the bust point now. So that's the 2 dart legs, right? Like so. You see that. So the next thing I want to do is go up by 2 inches to draw my chest line. I am drawing my chest line after drafting the dart, because the dart must have taken some value away from the chest line, so I'll be able to return it back. That's why I drafted the dart first before the chest line. So my chest width is 14. So that's 4.5. You skip the dart and continue from the second dart leg, so until I reach 7. Or you can calculate the value that is inside here and add it to actual half of your chest width. So this is our chest point here, chest point here, chest point. So I'm going to connect the chest point to shoulder point here, then take it perpendicularly to the bust line. So now the bust line, I'm going to measure quarter of the bust plus 1 at the front. Very important because the dart is taking some value away. So quarter of the bust plus 1 is 40, that's 10, plus 1, that's 11. All right, so this is that extra 1 inch is also very important for the purpose of armhole. Now if you place your ruler well, your ruler should be able to pick this armhole perfectly, but in some cases it will not. So what you need to do is locate the midpoint of SP and here. So this should be about 2 3/4, and then go in by 3/8 or ½ inch. So make connection like this to pick the 3 points together, here, here, and here. Then you now sit your ruler inside so that it can blend inside and then meet this point. You can see how perfect the armhole is. So that's how yours should be. So the next thing I want to do is place the waist. Now the waist of the front, for the purpose of contouring, we are going to add 2 inches to it. So 8 inches is my quarter waist, then 2 inches, 1 inch for the normal dart, then the other 1 inch is for the contouring purpose. So then here we raised here by 1, so we have to raise the side here by 1 as well. If your front and back waist length is the same, there might be no point of raising it at all, okay? Or you might have to raise it by half if you did raise here by half, okay? So what I'm going to do next is then measure my bust span on the waistline, which is 4 inches, and then come down by 1 inch from the bust point. Let's label the bust point N, that's the nipple point. So come down by 1 inch, and then your darts 1 inch on both sides. Remember we added 2 inches, so we are using 1 inch from that for now. Then you connect it to this point and then to this point. So this is the dart apex, right? That's apex. So the end of the dart is the dart apex, while the two sides is the dart leg. Now we are going to take half the remaining 1 inch towards the left angle and then connect it here like so. So this is what my front waist will look like. Then yeah, so that's that for now. Then the next thing I want to do is to align the shoulder dart leg for the front. So all you need to do that is either you slash, but instead of slashing, you can simply place your paper. There are cases where you will need more paper at the center front and at the top line for the purpose of maybe you want to do alteration to get a particular design, maybe collar or front placket, something like that. So you're going to place the bust line, that's the true bust line. I forgot to label it. This is the chest line, this is the bust line, and this is the true bust line, true bust, and then this is the waist. So the true bust is what you place at the edge of the table now, and then you are going to hold this line, create a crease line on the first dart leg like this. On the first dart leg, create a crease line and then let it fold over to the second dart leg like so. You can see, make sure that it's balanced. Then you now take your ruler like this and then join NP to meet SP. So that's your true shoulder line. The initial one is the apparent shoulder line. So you now make use of your tracing wheel to trace out the line of the folded parts so that you see the actual line is meant to follow, and then extend the dart leg upward. So you will see it to form an angle like so. So you make connection this way. Then you need to extend the dart leg up. Very important. If you don't, they won't align. Okay, so that is that for the bodice. This is a bodice block. If we want to make a dress that has joining on the waist now, this is the line you will cut like this. You see, if we want to make it a fitted dress without bustier, that extra 1 inch you added, you remove it, then connect it to the bust, and you know, that is it. So I'll just go ahead now and contour this block, then extend it down as okay. Let's extend it down to the hip level, then we'll now do contouring before we take it to the knee level, which is now a dress block.